Okay, so we need to add some more details in here, things like rivets, where we're going to be putting the shoelaces. So I want to show you how I would do that, and in the process I'm going to explain a little bit more about the brush system. So there's already an alpha that's going to work for this. Let's say either alpha 26 or 09. Probably alpha 26 is going to be the best candidate. But its alpha is not in the best shape, so we need to adjust the alpha. And I'm going to go into modify, and I'm going to try increasing contrast. That kind of works. But it's still not right because the center was too small. So let's set that back to 1, and let's take our alpha curve, alpha adjust curve. I just click in there. I can drag focal shift. Yeah, a little bit like that. And then increase contrast. So that looks a little bit more roomy, so to speak. Let's try the other alpha, alpha 09. And I'm going to do the inverse. Blur it. I'm going to set blur to 15. Okay, and really drag that focal shift. Let's leave that at 1. And let's see if that works. May or may not work. We'll see. We're going to experiment. The next step, now, because see, if I just come in here and I just draw this on, then you see what happens. It's basically one circle after another, after another, after another. So what we need to do is go into stroke and tell it to roll. And then it'll roll one version of this alpha down at a time. Okay, but what we want is some distance in between them. And so you can get the distance in between them with the alpha, but there's also ways to get that distance within ZBrush. So you might think to try roll distance, but see, that's going to spread it out. Not what we want. So what we need to do instead is turn roll off, use our lazy mouse to make this happen. So I'm going to set lazy step to 1.5. And I'm going to set my lazy radius. We'll leave it at 1. We'll see what happens. But there you go. So it's just a matter of adjusting that lazy step to make it right. So let's say, make sure we've divided the model. I've taken it up to, well, let's go all the way up. We are at 2 million polygons. Okay. I'm also going to increase lazy radius because it gets a little wonky and it goes back and forth. But let's take lazy step to 0.8 and see what that does. So we want to put about 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's too much. So 1.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it looks like we do need more distance. Of course, now that I think about it, we do need more distance because the other side. That's a good way. So 3 and 5. Stroke 1.5. Increase the radius. Increase the Z intensity. Okay, that's on the crazy side. Okay, that's good. But we need control. You either need control or you need to switch tactics, which can reduce your ability to get it perfect, but it's kind of fine. We're going to drag rectangle instead of stroke. And then you got to make sure to turn this lazy radius off, or at least down to 1. I'm going to turn lazy radius, or lazy mouse off. Okay, 1. Okay, and then that's going to be 4, 3, 2. Alright, so better if we do this all. Let's start from the bottom. Don't like it. I'm going to set this up at 10. I'm going to lower the Z intensity here, and I'm going to use these as a guide. There, I like that. There. That actually ended up working when I stopped thinking too hard about it. So I got 6, and that's actually what I wanted. Then I could come into drag rectangle, and I can emphasize these if I want. And then we're going to have our laces to do, which we will do with Z-spheres or with Dynamesh. Okay, in with the standard brush, but turn all these things off. Or clay buildup, you choose. I'm going to go with clay buildup. Clay buildup. It's kind of nice without that alpha, so I'll turn it off for a moment. Perfect. Okay, so we've used Lazy Step to make sure that we were very comfortable with it. We also looked at dots, or drag rectangle, sorry, to just go in and emphasize it. But that's going to be a pretty good indicator, I think, for us. We need really 2 more stages, I think. We need laces, and we need a little bit more definition and some wrinkles. You might see that as 3.